This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution. This is the future.
I did it again. Hey guys, how's it going? Matt from Foulball Productions here. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope that you're doing well, because I'm doing phenomenally. Thank you very much. This is the 57th episode of the MFer Podcast, as well as the first one of 2025. I'm so glad you wonderful people are here to share the moment with me. It's a big moment. I know it's huge. It's gigantic, and it means a lot that you are there and you are there. I'm thrilled. I couldn't be more ecstatic. I'm definitely not exhausted at all from my unbelievably wacky new sleep schedule that I'm on, which has just been utterly bananas over the past, let's say, 2 weeks. Utterly crazy. So, Happy New Year, everybody. I had a nice long holiday break. Probably a tad too long. My mom wanted me to go home for 10 days. I was like, all right, fine, fuck it. I don't really have an excuse why I can't do that. So screw it. I went home. But halfway through, I was like, Jesus Christ, it's getting long. It's getting a little long. But so I wasn't, I was still home past the New Year. Anyway, I was all over the place. I spent some time with my dad and my stepmom, whom you noticed from the chat in prior episodes, Foulball, the namesake of the channel. We went to Philadelphia, had a great time, went to some cool cocktail bars, had an absolute blast. Absolute ball in Philly. I'd never really chilled out in that city, in the city of brotherly love, as it's called. Got to see some patriotic sights, what do they call that? Independence Hall, where all the America stuff went down. Constitutions, what for, and so on. And I went to my mom's house and my mom's friend's house. The long story short is I slept in 8 or 9 different beds over the stretch of this whole trip, right? So I was not getting sleep. Most nights I'm just up scrolling on my phone, brain rot, just rolling around. Well, I get back into Texas, Austin, Texas, where I reside, and I'm doing dry January, baby. Woo! Yes, I am. 4th day, kind of, even though I know it's 6 days in. I kind of gave myself a pass because I was home for the other 2 days. What am I going to do? So 4 days into dry January. It's going great. Don't get me wrong. A lot more productive, a lot more active, a lot more positive things. My sleep schedule still all messed up. So I've been waking up to start the day at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, okay? It's a lot. It's a lot. So, I've been already up, you know what I mean? This is now midnight for me. I am so cooked. I am so tired. But you know what? I love you guys so much. So here I am, streaming this episode of the MFer Podcast. As you will recall, this show is also streaming on Twitter, on X. So much cooler when you call it X. Twitter, no. Twitter, gay. X, cool. Elon informed me as such. Also, Rumble, and anywhere you get podcasts. iTunes, Spotify, all those outlets. So please head over there, if you're so inclined. If you're sick of all the big tech censorship, you can go to Right Wing Rumble. You can go to X or whatever. I'm just promoting where this is available. Glad you're here. Means a lot. Who's in the chat? Low Spec. I have a question for you, Low Spec. Low Spec is also on Twitter. Give him a follow. But he's not on Twitter as Low Spec Linux Gaming. He's on as his name. I assume it's a public profile, but I don't know. Since you separate the two, this is my question. Why on Twitter are you under your name and on YouTube you're under Low Spec? Yeah, and you stream. You need more consistent branding so everyone can always find you wherever they want to go. Whatever, you don't care. You're off the grid in your Adobe hut in the desert. Anyway, good to see you. Big Ship, Classic Matt. Oh, at 8:01. I think he was suggesting I was late. You know what? What are you, my mom? What are you, my producer now? It's up my ass. I'm 30 seconds late, this guy. I'm falling asleep here, okay? I'm still doing it. I didn't puss out, all right? And that's big. What up, Papa Cotton? Cotton Ministries, also known as Wook. Lots of different names. Lots of avatars on the chat members. Michael. Hello, Michael. He fled Austin for Seattle. Well, I guess one lib gay city is as good as the next, I suppose. How you doing, pal? Ruben Christopher Haynes. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. We had an interesting show on Saturday on Zax's channel, which I highly recommend you go check out. We basically talked about Ruben's fiance the entire episode, and I thought it was pretty gripping. It was pretty wild. Ruben's a good sport for hanging out for that entire show, and it was very good. We were introduced to the lovely lady. She didn't show up on the panel, but we got to see stream video of her. We talked about her. Everyone went back and forth, kind of scrutinized Ruben's plans. And he stuck around for the whole thing, which, pretty admirable. I admired it, and I had a lot of good time with it. And speak of the god-dang devil, Zax is here. Yeah, go over, rewatch that stream of Circle of Jerks. Circle O Jerks. And Big Ship joining the channel as a member. Hail! I love that. I was thinking about doing, like, bonus stream for members, You guys are paying for something. I don't know what. I don't have any member content. So I thought maybe on Thursdays or something I'd do like a bonus member streams or, I don't know, something. I need to offer something. So it's the worst sales pitch ever, but I will come up with an idea to offer member content because there are still a few. There's still a few. There's you, obviously. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Jake D has been a member of this channel as long as that was possible. Saint Man of War as well. E. Clay Thomason, and I think maybe Office Girl. What does she go by now? Listless Receptionist, I think. I don't know. But you guys are the real heroes. So thank you, man. Appreciate that. Low spec. My YouTube channel is linked. There is at the top of my Twitter profile. No, I'm sure it is. I'm just saying, like, what if someone, was watching this stream and be like, golly, gee whiz, this guy's got great gaming insight. Then he's like, I want to go follow him on Twitter. Oh, well, there is no Low Specs Linux Gaming on Twitter. How would I find such a man? Jeff Pearson, who the heck is that? I don't know. I've always just tried to be as consistent with branding as possible. Hey, do you guys like the new microphone? Brandy fancy friggin' new. It's actually Michael's. He left it when he moved to Seattle. He'll get it back eventually, as well as his coffee grinder. But in the meantime, I'm enjoying these high-tech gadgets that he left. Does it sound good? It's a goddamn good microphone. Not that I don't love Old Blue. I still have Old Blue over there. She's sitting there pretty. Maybe a little jealous, but I still got her. But and your cat, absolutely. And little Lula Butt, who I'm going to keep as well. I'm keeping all your shit, actually. You can't have it back. It's mine. This microphone's mine. The cat is mine. The coffee grinder's mine. But, yeah, it's mine. I'm colonizing it. I'm a colonizer. Arrgh. I hope you guys had a lovely break. I explained some of that. Had a good time. A lot of friggin' news, you know? A lot of big stuff happening. A lot of big stories. Terrorist attack. What's apparently some kind of false flag bombing outside the Trump Tower. I don't know. I'm probably not going to talk about those stories because I don't really have much else to add. I kind of just peek at those, you know, from squinted eyes because they're so brutal, especially that terrorist attack. That was awful. God, what a terrible story. Oof. I do recommend watching Sean Ryan's stream about the Las Vegas bombing guy. That was fascinating. All tied in with the special forces and intelligence ops and all that stuff. That was really good. Mike actually turned me on to Sean Ryan. I never really watched him much, but he had some really unique intel on this particular situation. I do recommend checking that out because that was pretty fascinating. Shed some really, really unique insight on that whole story, which has been fishy from the jump. And when you got the FBI just, you know, divulging detail after detail, it's like, oh, okay, suspicious. I still don't know shit about Matthew Crooks, but somehow these two guys, boy, I know what how many fillings they had. Yeah, that's all on the up and up. That's all on the up. Sammy boy. What's up, Sam? Sam the man. Also joining the channel. Look at this. You guys are making it rain on me. I'm blushing. Oh, stop it, you guys. Very nice. Thank you, Sam. All right. Well, that is really going to compel me to make some member content so that there's some value you get from your money. And then everyone else can be like, what goes on the member side? And I'll be like, you got to pay to find out, man. It's crazy. I got the 3 cats. It's nuts. Maybe I'll game. I don't know. I'll do something. You guys are saints for supporting me in that way. And I'm grateful. What else did happen, though? There was some other stories. Okay, so you know what? I'm just going to talk about this one off the rip because I was just re-listening to it, and it was probably my favorite thing that happened content-wise over the break. It's a bit of an old story now, but I still feel like it's relevant because of the content of the response. So it's in the title. The whole H-1B visa thing with Elon, Vivek, everyone else in MAGA, kind of at odds with each other, which is not something I expected to see, especially this close to like the inauguration. I didn't really see a schism arising in the MAGA movement, in the true patriots of this nation. I didn't expect to see that, but it did arise. And I got to be honest, I didn't understand at all what the issue was because I've always kind of leaned on the side of like pro-legal immigration. Like I do think we need immigration reform. You know, I think like I've, you know, known many people who've dealt with immigration, and it is a bastard of an issue to fight. It's very expensive. It's very exclusionary. It's not rad for people who just want to like, I'll give you an example. So I used to go to acting school in New York City, and there were plenty of like European kids who wanted to come study at the school that I went to because it had all this prestige. And for them to come study, just study, they had to prove to the American government that, now that, granted, this was in like 2008, so things may have changed. But at the time, they had to prove they had enough money to come pay for their tuition, pay for all their bills and all their expenses, and they were not allowed to get a job over that time. So they had to prove, and this is in New York City, by the way, not fucking Des Moines, Iowa. It's like one of the most expensive cities in the world. So they had to prove that they could pay for all of that just to come for the privilege to study at some dinky acting school in Manhattan. Ugh. This new microphone's too heavy, Michael. It's too heavy for my microphone arm. I don't like it anymore, even though it sounds glorious. That's crazy. That's a little restrictive, I think. Maybe, you know, I don't really know what the solution is, but when you hear something like that, you're like, oh my God, that's wild. And I've had multiple friends where their immigration issues are an ongoing thing in their life. And these are good people. They're hardworking people. They're not like drug dealers. They're not criminals. They're decent people. So I've always been on the side of like, we do need to fix that. I think we should be a nation where people can come to flourish, you know, if you can contribute and you're an upstanding citizen, you want to assimilate into American culture and contribute and, invent the longer lasting light bulb, as the expression goes, have at it. I'm happy to have you. And I think we should make it, a little bit more accessible to upstanding white people. Just kidding. Just kidding. No, but I've always believed that. So when this H-1B thing came up, I was kind of confused. I was like, is this like a racial thing? Are they like, oh, we don't want Indian dudes coming over? Is this like, I genuinely was kind of like, and I would listen to different takes. I listened to Dave Smith's take on it, and he kind of had the more Puritan, like libertarian take on it, where it's just kind of like, whatever, man, whoever comes over, best man for the job, whatever. We have the best athletes come over, not a big deal. And then I heard, like, I don't know, maybe it might have been the Lotus Eaters or like Carl Benjamin talking about it. But the best take that I heard that really made me understand exactly what the criticisms were, because I was reading criticisms online too, but it's tweets. And it's hard to really disseminate what the truth from, a collection of tweets are. Are those even real people? Are those bots? Are people exaggerating? Are their claims substantiated? It's hard to know what to think. But it was a lot. I will say it was a lot, and they felt very individualized. They felt like very real takes and perspectives. It didn't feel like talking in platitudes or, a rhetoric or ideology. It felt like real points of view. And I was like, okay, what's the deal? And the best take I heard on the entire thing was Sam Hyde's video. For those of you who aren't familiar, Sam Hyde is a comedian. He's an oft controversial figure. He probably isn't even all that controversial by the standards of like you and I and, normal comedians, but by, Hollywood standards and the climate of the 2010s, which was pretty dicey, I think he was deemed pretty out there. I don't know what the charges were, but I imagine he was just probably, just being a comic, and that's unacceptable in certain spheres. So he's existed on the internet for a while. I'd say to like a lesser degree, but strong cult following. And his signal is rising recently, especially, now that free speech is legal again. So he put out like a 45-minute video, basically sarcastically leveled at just Elon. He starts the video off by saying, this is just about Elon. And he walked through the entire crux of it, the entire gripe of what the real issue was, why people were upset, and where those point of views were coming from, what that perspective was, and why. And it was like, it's the best thing I've seen him do. That's not to say anything against him. It's just I don't really mesh necessarily with like his style of comedy or his content. But like I said, a lot of people do. He's a very, very beloved figure. But this just 45 minutes of him just talking about exactly why people are upset, who is upset, what are their criticisms, and he sort of laid it all out. And man, it's some of the best bit of political speech I've heard in a really long time. It's sharp, it's articulate, it doesn't mince words. It really hits the point, but it's also very compassionate, because I think what I gleaned from this video is that Sam Hyde truly does believe that Elon is like a potential leader in America and has like the ability to be like a great man. He said he could be like this century's Andrew Carnegie, which I thought was interesting, even though I understand that Andrew Carnegie historically not necessarily the most beloved person because of some of his like labor laws or labor practices and so on and so forth. But that could just be critical theory nonsense. I don't know. Anyway, but it was just dealt so well and laid out this whole competition with China kind of farce, really, from his framing, is that you can't really compete with a country that uses literal slave labor, and we shouldn't try to. And he talked about the whole issue, right, came down to a few things. It was like Indian workers, right, coming over to do jobs that there aren't. The whole point is that there aren't Americans for that job, right? That's the concept behind this particular visa, and they would come over and fill the hole that Americans couldn't fill. Well, The problem with that is that that's not really in practice how it's been working out. It's been very gamified, and a lot of people are exploiting that particular system by, I'm not entirely sure the workings of it, but basically it was a lot of not necessarily super high skilled jobs that Americans couldn't do. What it was is that it was jobs that would be done by people who would work for much longer hours and ask for much less compensation, which is how that's what I was reading as the largest criticisms of the issue, and that's what Sam Hyde laid out for us in that video so articulately, and I really understood it then, and I got what he was saying, and it's sort of like what's ahead here is sort of like the American people, what that is, which is sort of a sentimental concept, right? Because we're not an ethnic people. We're not like the British or, whatever, Indians. We don't have like an ethnic identity. We have like a foundation, but Americans really aren't. It's not really our identity. It's more because, we're even whites. We're not like all Scandinavian. It's like I'm Irish and Italian. Someone's from fucking Sweden. Another dude from, Croatia or whatever. It's like it's not. We don't even have like a strong ethnic identity like that. It's just more of like a collectivist, a feeling, a sense of what it is to be an American, sort of like an individualistic collective, a bunch of cowboys, really. But we know what that is. We have an understanding of what that is. I know what that is. I imagine if you're an American, you know what that is. You can feel it. And where's I going with that? Oh, right. And the contradiction between the people who believe in that concept and the others who are just like I guess Ben Shapiro makes this argument that it's a collection of ideas is what America is, and basically best man for the job on a global scale, which is a weird position for like a conservative to take because that's globalism, liberal world order, which I thought conservatives were like not for. I thought like especially America First MAGA people are in the name America First. So we would go to India or any other country to fill American jobs as an absolute last resort because the most important thing is to care for Americans first. I thought that was implied. And it was an odd one. It was an odd schism between the MAGA base, as it were, the American people who voted for this cabinet, this collection of knuckleheads who are hopefully going to lead us into a new golden age, and the knuckleheads themselves. It's an interesting schism and a really interesting conversation. If you haven't had a chance to watch that Sam Hyde video, I really recommend it. I think I'm going to pull it up now, like see if it'll pop out a clip. But first, I'm going to take a sip of water. Then I'm going to check out, see what you guys are saying in the chat. Oh, delicious water. Oh, delicious water. All right, where are we? Skirt, skirt. Let's get... Oh, Are you seriously this arrogant already? Let's start a GoFundMe to get Matt married? You pompous ass. What? We had a 3-hour stream scrutinizing you and your marriage choices, and now you're giving out advice to me? You got some nerve, pal. Matt wants to be a passport bro to get his new wife on an H-1B visa. They fucking listen when you talk to them, okay? They're fucking loyal, unlike all these American broads. Yap. Yeah, I heard you. Shut up. No one's interested. Fucking broads. He wants a lady boy from Thailand. No, I don't. No, No, Sammy boy. Sammy. Some of the people against H-1Bs like Nick Fuentes are actually racist, but there are also legitimate critiques of H-1B visas. I don't believe Nick Fuentes is a real person. He doesn't seem like it. He seems like a Muppet. He just seems like there's someone behind him moving his mouth and his arms move and sticks. He's like a vaudeville act of a human being. I don't believe him. I just don't care. I don't care for him, really. It doesn't... I don't think he should be silenced. I've never really felt that way, and I don't think he should have been. Someone that when that guy was going to shoot him, I didn't think he deserved to get killed or anything. But he's just such a chucklehead. It's like, shut the fuck up, you little bitch. You just kind of want to shove him in a locker, lock him in, and just go spout off in your locker, pussy. That's just how it feels. You just want to give him a noogie. Just shut up, Nick, pussy. Just another red shirt. Hello, sir. Good to see you. Happy New Year to you, sir. Happy New Year to you. The Big Ship. Newest channel member. Well, second newest. Sammy is the newest. But the Big Ship, second newest. Just today. Beautiful. He's very trolly. I assume you're talking about Sam Hyde. For the most part, not my style either, personally. We'll give this video a watch. Also, Matt Rubin is absolutely cooking you on the relationships get wrecked. He's got some balls. Some fucking stones on this kid. Who's he think he is? What's up, Sencha Dodo? Good to see you, pal. Good to see you, my dude. A lot of people just saying hi to each other. Americans are a people based on an idea. Yeah, I think that's true, but I also think like that's kind of risky, because then that just sort of opens the door to like anyone who believes in the idea, which is hopefully true, but that I don't know. It's like my family's been here for like several generations. It's like we're not just an idea; we're a people. I'm a human being. I'm flesh and blood. Red shirt. Do I not bleed when you cut me? Do I not cry when you mercilessly tease me? Do I not? But we're a people, I know it's the great experiment and all that, but we are a people. Americans, And by the way, the Europeans make that very clear. If you ever suggest you're Irish or you're German or you're Italian, they're like, no, you're not. You're American. Ugh. Which I'm always to that. I'm like, so when you moved here, let's say you move here and you become a citizen, your whole history's gone. All your Italian, all that's gone now. You're just an American, really? And that's how you treat your kids. Your kids are, you're an American, not an Italian. No. Obviously, you'd pass on those traditions and that culture with them, which is what happened to us, jerk off. God, Europeans get up my ass. I really can't stand them. Lowell, it's not weird at all for a Zionist. They're talking about you, Ruben. Talk about you, Ruben. Marriage is the single dumbest financial decision a man can make in his life. Well, don't you get a lot of tax benefits, too? It's the biggest financial risk, I think, is what you mean. And that, I would say it's accurate. But don't you get a lot of tax benefits for being married? Aren't there, like, genuine financial incentives to getting married? Right? But, yeah, it's a big gamble, and I'll not argue with you there. Ascension Dildo. Hello. Don't you know how it works, Matt? Everyone gets to belong to a group except white people. You're just individuals. Yeah, until we're bad, then we're white people. And, yeah, it's a weird one. I don't know. I've stopped playing into the identity politics thing. It's like... But it is weird being white in America because you don't have, like, a cultural identity. I mean, we do, but it's like my blood is so diluted. My blood is so diluted. It's, German, Irish, Italian, Hungarian, English. I mean, it's all over the place. It's a lot of Western Europe, sure, but it's like, it's not a cohesive cultural identity, like a asterisk, like where I'm this. It's all these things, and it's none of them really. So it's like I'm American. What does that mean? White American, it's kind of like, that's, why we're so fiercely individualistic, because that's all we have to kind of forge our own identity because we don't really have one except for, being an American. But there's 350 million Americans and all different perspectives and racial backgrounds and, histories and stuff. So that's not really, it's something, but it's not really the same as having like kind of a cultural identity. So yeah, it is a weird thing to be. But I think that's why we as Americans are so fiercely individualistic, because it's like, well, what else you got? I don't know. Got me, brother. Got myself. That's why it's Foulball Productions, not America Productions. Big ship. Dildo, not when we're oppressed the rest of the world. Not when we're oppressing the rest of the world 24/7 like bouses. What up, son? What up? All right, you guys are just going back and forth. Cotton, you know how a woman makes a man a millionaire? By marrying a billionaire. Oh, it's nice to see. Your cynicism hasn't changed. Oh, let me pull up that video. Let me pull up that video and just see. I'm just gonna go to a random spot in it. Random. I don't know. What's gonna happen. Where the dial stops, nobody knows. I don't like how. Why does YouTube change shit all the time? You go to the panel, it used to say history. Okay, or go library, then history. You say history, then it says, now it's library, then history's buried in library. Now it's you. What the fuck is you? And then that's where you find your history. Oh, right. Oy vey. Wait, what is going on? Oh, my God. All right, hold on. Un momento, por favor. I actually have to type it in. Ugh. God, what year is it? All right, I'm just going to go to the middle of it randomly and just see where he's at here. And we'll just go. Just rip it. Although I like to do it like this now. Yeah.
And eat Dominoes. Hey, why isn't China importing Infinity Indians right now?
This is great.
If it's such a huge economic advantage, why isn't China doing it? We need to do a naval blockade of China.
I'm not a wasp, sentient dildo. Waspism, that's Protestants. I'm Catholic. I'm a Catholic. Catholic boy. Irish and Italian, everybody. That's Catholics, my friend. Catholics.
China to make sure they don't get any of these amazing Indians. Every Indian that makes his way into China is a threat because China will use their genius to get one over on us. That's the biggest threat this country's facing right now. I think we need to go nuclear. I think we need to say, if China imports enough Indians, it's like diamonds. It's like nanotechnology. Indians are like nanotechnology.
He makes a great point. If it's such a valuable resource, why isn't our biggest competitor, the country we're at war with, why aren't they doing this then? If there's such a valuable resource, as Sam points out, why wouldn't they import them? Begs the question, doesn't it?
We have to be willing to use nuclear weapons to keep China from getting these precious Indians. That's step one. Sounds retarded, right? Because it is. It's retarded.
Oh, he said the R word twice. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for that to show up. I didn't pre-screen these clips. I'm sorry. He said the R word.
Subtarded. Ever hear of a subtard? By the way, Moist Critical coined that term, subtard. Competing with China in what sense? GDP? Making a number go up? Having software companies that are valued more highly? Competing with China in what sense? And at what cost? If the cost is making America look like Calcutta, that's not worth it. That's not a price that we're willing to pay.
Right there, just random point in this video. I mean, it's really good. It really just sums up the whole thing, and it made me understand it for the first time in a real clear way. Like I said, I had like a loose concept of like different people's arguments, but Sam's video was the video that made me, it crystallized like the issue for me and made it very clear, what side I'm on. Now, I'm not in tech, so odds are these Indian dudes aren't taking my job, so fuck everybody. But if they start doing, streams with a handful of people in them, I'm screwed. But it makes sense. I mean, it's like the whole point. I mean, that's been like the axiom of the whole movement is America first. Well, if we're not America first, what the fuck are we doing? That's the whole point, I thought. That's how it was pitched to me. That's why I voted for it. I was like, rah, rah, let's go. Let's stop with the globalism. Globalists. We'll stop with that. We'll stop with the Bilderbergs. We'll stop doing all that nonsense with the foreign wars, the unchecked immigration flooding the border, and make America great again. I thought that was the whole point. And your biggest, one of the biggest cheerleaders, the ultra MAGA, pretty gay. I'll tell you, man, I do like Elon. I think he's a good force. I think he does amazing things. SpaceX is incredible. I'm so grateful he bought Twitter. Did a lot of good stuff, but boy, that guy gets corny at times. Oh, I'm not MAGA. I'm ultra MAGA. Okay, dude. it's just like it's like the dude, is hanging out in a group of guys and he's just going too hard. He's just trying too hard to fit in. You're like, okay, you're here. You're with us. Just calm down. Stop. Just relax, man. It's embarrassing. Elon's a cornball, but I still think he's a good dude overall. I think, and this video I think is really worth your time to kind of check out and listen to that argument. I thought it was really remarkable, and like I said, clarified the entire conversation for me. So I really liked it. Really dug it. Yeah, but mainstream American white people culture is waspism. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that. So it's like when I think WASP, I think of like white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, but that to me is like Connecticut. Like, oh, crusty white people. Miffy, let's go out to the yacht, enjoy some brandy. Like that kind of mid-Atlantic accent, That doesn't feel to me like the prevailing American culture. I mean, I think if you go back to like let's say the 90s, 2000s era, right? Like that kind of transition time from Clinton to Bush. It was kind of like counterculture and mainstream culture. And as my recollection was, mainstream culture was very sanitized. Very middle America, fat mom bullshit that really, many people weren't interested in. I actually was thinking about this. So there's a show called Opie and Anthony. I've mentioned it many times. I'm sure you're familiar. They used to do a thing called Jocktober, where in October, instead of what every other radio station would do, is like Rocktober, they would mock the whole thing by doing Jocktober, and they would take their little minion, little Sammy Brand Muffin, Sam Roberts, to go across the country and find, not literally go across the country, scour radio stations across the country for really bad radio shows. And boy, oh boy, was there no shortage of those. Holy hell. Radio sucks. And they would go and just lampoon these terrible shows. It was really fun. It's really, really entertaining content, especially because, like, oh my God, they're so bad. But I was listening to some of these old episodes and I was thinking and I was like, like, once you remove like kind of like the guardrails and you get rid of like the mom voice meaning anything and the kind of pandering to like just the fat juicy center of the consumer base, once you stop doing that, you realize no one likes that crap. Or the people that do are so minuscule they don't even count, statistically. Like, open up any YouTube video, right? Open up any podcast, the comments are vicious, right? That might just be a loud minority, but I don't think so. I don't say most people prefer like aggressive, sharp, edgy content, but I think most people like it once it's democratized, once it's like good content gets the most views, then I think you see that I think most people prefer kind of like cutting reality, or at least an honest and frank discussion, not sanitized, overproduced crap. But back then, that was what the mainstream was real safe, Friends, just like Britney Spears, just the pop culture. And then on the edges was kind of like the punks, grunge stuff, fringe, shock jocks, like 90s extreme humor. It was very, the kind of separation. It was basically like mainstream culture was like fat middle America, boring, white bread brand muffin nonsense, and then the edgelords going after it, which at the time was cool because there wasn't outlets for like vulgarity the way there are now. I mean, you used to buy albums that had the parental advisory stickers, like, oh, this guy, like, I cop drugs, I got something real edgy here. Maybe we're just using different definitions, but I never really viewed it that way. Like, WASP to me always seemed like the elitists in Connecticut and Rhode Island, who went yachting on the weekends. Just more of like, I don't know, these sort of like dated Christian values. And I don't mean Christian values are dated. I mean their particular brand of Christian values were dated. They were just, boring, fuddy-duddy, up in your business. They were the Karens. You know, it's like it's just women who didn't go to college, you know, like up in everybody's business, telling everyone what to do just without the socialist slant. It's the same shit. It was just that was what, you know, culture was back then. Okay, I don't know why I went on this long tangent. Zax, they tried to put the Italian deputy prime minister in jail for kidnapping because he wouldn't let a migrant ship dock. Whoa. He was found not guilty. They wanted to put him in jail for kidnapping? Dude, what is going on with Europe? Why are you so determined to destroy your countries? Who is doing this and why? Oh my word. England going nuts. Like this migrant aggressive sexual pursuit gangs. See that, YouTube? I know how to walk the line. That's not even news. I've been hearing about that for years. I dated a girl from Germany when I was in LA who was treated out to a night out by those fellas. Just very traumatized by it. And it's not, that was years ago. I haven't lived in LA in years. It's like, this isn't news. This isn't novel. And they're all like, this isn't even happening. It's like, I've been hearing about that for like a decade. What are you talking about? Yes, it is new. Yes, it is happening. What is going on? I mean, I guess we're getting cucked too, but at least we're trying. We voted for a dude who said he's going to change it. Europe's just taking it in the ass across that whole continent. Unreal. Unbelievable. I am a Yahtzee. You're right. Wait until Matt finds out. Oh, dude. Are you kidding me? You think I don't... What, you think I'm not in this memosphere, bro? You questioning my meme intelligence right now? I've been seeing those memes once again for years. Not novel. You know? In backwater, you know, meme sites where it's not really fit for public consumption, but I've been seeing them. They've been getting a little more prevalent. The voices are getting louder. Seeing a lot of them on Twitter, but the ones that I have that are on like 9gag and other they're too potent for the boomers. I can't give them to them. You know, they won't know what to do with it. They'll go wild. They have not been handling the race stuff well at all on X. Not at all. No subtlety, no nuance, no sarcasm. Just like blunt, boom. Just like I'm like, whoa, god damn, dude. At least wink when you say shit like that. My God. So I can't let those out, man. They'll be very destructive with them. I ain't letting those memes out of the box, bro. You can go find them if you want, but you don't know where to look. You're a fucking boomer. Not you, Zax. I would never say anything about any Semite at all, ever. Not me. Not who I am. Not who I am. Such a dildo. Always the optimist. Oh, he's a great dude. Don't worry, your brain chip will have free speech mode unlocked as long as I say the right thing. As long as I say H-1B visas are terrific. It's the first time I've looked at Elon, you know, askew in a while. And I'm not alone. A lot of people, this was Sam Hyde in that video said it was a mask off moment for Vivek, however you say that. And he was hoping it wasn't a mask off moment for Elon. It wasn't a good look. I'll say that for sure. Not a great look for either one. I don't know. Shut up, such a dildo. I'm not putting that up there. I'm not putting that up there. La-di-da-di-da. La-la-la-la-la. I can't pay attention to that. Hello, Listless. Good to see you. He sounds cool. I'd have a drink with that guy. Is that what we're talking about, Elon? Or the street-shitting Indians? I don't know. I'm not sure. It's one culture doing it, and they can't face that it's not theirs. I feel I'm gonna move on from this topic. It's getting a little dicey in the chat there. Getting a little dicey. Oh, interesting that Operation Pooper Clip. Oh, you're. I just got it. That's really funny. Is that your joke? That's a Operation Pooper Clip. That's hilarious. Oh, that's a good one. I like that. It's very clever. Operation Pooper Clip. That's good. That's a good joke. Nicely done. Nicely done. Hey, listless, now that you're here, I bet you heard the good news. I bet you heard that Justin Trudeau is stepping down as Prime Minister, chief douchebag of Canada. He's out. Audi 5000. Don't let the door hit you, dick. Good news, I'd say. I don't know. Like, I understand that, like, even the Canadian Conservative Party is like an adorable, cute version of conservatism. They're just like, maybe a few less illegals, you know? Maybe one less speech law. I don't know. They don't really seem, doesn't really seem like it's going to get much done, but I don't really pay that close. What the fuck? They were skywriting it. Lol, that's funny. Yeah, I don't really know if this is gonna be better, but I did make a video to commemorate the occasion. You may have seen it on Twitter today. Did fairly well, and I'm probably gonna get nabbed copyright wise for the song. But you know what? For you guys, I'll do it. Let's go. Let's go. Sarah McLachlan, please don't sue me. And for this one, we'll even go full screen. I was just going to bring that last clip. Just because, I like to do the Trudeau clips. They're funny. I love that people have no shame in telling him to his face how much they hate him. That's my favorite thing about you Canadians. That's great. Tighten that up a little bit. That's awesome. Communist fuck. I mean, that's a classic from way back a few years ago. I still have that as a drop over here on the media section. And then the new one, the other one with the guys jogging. Yeah, look at this faggot. That's awesome. Phenomenal stuff right there. And then I saw that one going around on Twitter with that girl. It's just like, Mr. Prime Minister, please get the fuck out of BC. Awesome. Yeah, you suck. Tagged it with you suck. I honestly wonder how much those interactions weighed on his decision to step down. I can't imagine it didn't weigh on it. And the jogging one, I feel like you can really hear the frustration in his voice at the end, where he's just sick of getting trolled, where he thinks he's going to be like, oh, yeah, I'll be on social media. Everyone loves me. No one loves you, dude. This is great. I like this. And as I understand it, in my very limited understanding of it, apparently this is Trump's fault or responsibility or victory, however you want to frame it or look at it. I understand that a lot of this with like his threatening of like the tariffs and stuff has shaken up the Canadian government, and they're not handling it all that well. And they're looking at the situation and being like, what? No, what are we going to do? And they're scrambling. That's awesome. If that's true, that's awesome. No matter what, it's awesome, because that guy is a puke. He's a globalist puke. I love the conspiracy theory that he's actually Fidel's kid. That rules. That's such a good one. And you do the side-by-side photos, And like, you go to Snopes, like, there's no evidence. No, he's not. There's no way. It's like, all right, man. Michelle Obama probably doesn't have a dick either, but it's funny to say it. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny to say he's the son of the infamous dictator Fidel Castro. And it's funny to say Michelle Obama has a dick. That's just funny. Big Mike. It's hilarious. Let us have things. Let us have things. Listless, local resident Canadian. If it goes how we want it to go, we'll get back to how we were in 2014, which was fine. Godspeed. Godspeed. I hope that you get there. Hope that you get there. He is the gayest person on earth. He does suck something fierce. He does indeed. Fucking pussy, Dildo says. But he's a dictator. No, Zax is still here. Also another Canadian. Canadian? Her hairs. Yeah. Did he mispronounce that? I know it's airs, but maybe, I don't know. You guys say some things weird up there. So maybe, is that how you guys say airs up there? Or is that another word? I don't know. I assume it's heirs. Like the heir to the throne. But I don't know. English isn't his first language? What's his first language? Is it French? Is he one of those weird French Canadians? I'll tell you what, when we annex Canada, I don't want them. I don't want them. I don't want them in the annexation. Can the French be their own nation, or can we just get rid of them? I don't like those French Canadians. They creep me out. They're too married to that identity. And they're real dicks about it. And apparently they speak like real grudgy, like dirty French. It doesn't even sound good. I saw a porn years ago with a girl who was like a French Canadian. I didn't know even what that accent was. I was like, oh, would someone just put a dick in her mouth and shut her up? God, it was like the worst accent. My pussy, stick it in my pussy. He's like, not anymore. Not when you started speaking. God, that accent stinks. And that whole thing, I don't know. Yeah, that one just happened. I know. That was awesome. That was great. That was going on Twitter. It ruled. On X. And these are the most polite people on earth, lol. Yeah, I know. I had enough. Push them far enough. Yeah, not having it. Listless. Canadians have spirit sometimes. No, it didn't weigh on him at all. He's a total narcissist. I think it's got to weigh on anybody, Someone, everywhere you go, people are calling you a dick. Communist fuck. You can't. That doesn't feel good. I would remember that moment, even if I met a million people. Some punky college kid, thought he had the balls to do that. I'm the prime minister, for crying out loud. This guy called me a fag. I just gotta bug you. He doesn't hear a negative word about himself right past him. Well, maybe. I don't know. But narcissists, I feel like, would be extraordinarily concerned with their self-image, yeah? Wouldn't that be the thing that would drive them the craziest? Is that someone said something bad about them? That would probably eat them up. I don't know if he would have self-reflection enough to be like, maybe I should go. Big Ship thinks Big Mike definitely packing heat. She doesn't have a dick. She's got a hog. I know you already hated him. I know. All right, guys. You can fucking relax with the big dick shit. My foster sister, who escaped from Cuba as a Peter Pan child, was blown away by the side-by-side pics of Trudeau and Castro. It is wild. It's really grungy French. Yeah, it is. Ugh, I don't like the sound of it. Do not like the sound of it. Hitler said the exact thing about Poland, just saying. Well, in Hitler's defense, I was actually watching something about that whole thing. So apparently, I don't want to get too into it, but apparently a lot of that was sort of foggy and gray. Obviously, Hitler took it a little far. But as I understand it, that particular part of Poland used to be part of Germany and was given to Poland in is that the Treaty of Versailles? Is the Versailles Treaty the one after World War I? I think. Or is that after World War II? Shit, I got my history all mixed up. Whatever treaty they had after World War I, they gave it to Poland instead of Germany, and Germany was all up in arms about it. And that's what kicked off that whole kerfuffle in the 40s. It's a big hullabaloo that went on. You'll sell your recent imports? No. I want Canada. I want Canada. I want your natural resources. I want your poutine. You know, then we could claim all your hockey talent comes from us now. We don't have to, like, you know, be embarrassed it came from Canada. I think that's great. Yeah, no, he's a tool. Don't get me wrong. I'm certainly not giving Trudeau any credit whatsoever. He stinks. Yeah, they got fucked over in Versailles. Yeah, they got fucked over after World War I. They really did. I mean, granted, they kind of started the whole thing, but they got dicked down, and that's kind of what the whole second one was about. Boy, did they let their grievances be known, huh? They didn't mince words at all. No, they did not. They went full bore. You mean Danzig? Probably. I'm never really good with dates or locations. I'm better with concepts. You know how people like see words in color? That's how I see history. In feelings. I see history through the lens of feelings. And I feel like I'm correct. And sometimes I'm not even close. I was telling somebody a fact the other day, and I was like, and he was like, really? Is that? And I was like, immediately I doubted it. I was like, I think so. And I looked it up. I was not even in the ballpark. I was like, how did I get that so wrong? And I was like, wait, did it happen at a different point in history? And I look, and I was like, nope, I was just way off. Not even close. Sometimes that happens. Do you want 54 electoral seats? That's a lot. Why would you get 54? You have 30 million people, right? Is that 54 electoral seats? I guess so. That is a lot. You're right. You're not kidding. No, we'll give you 4. You know? You got the starter seats. You can't have all the electoral seats right away. Plus, aren't a lot of you guys base as hell? Aren't a lot of Canadians, like, genuinely, like, pretty base dudes? You know, you get your guns back. Hey, you can start shooting people again. Let's go. I went to the range. Like a man. Yes, I did. I went to the range yesterday. Fired off my Glock. Boom. Let off a lot of shots. I have a giant box of ammunition, like 1,000 rounds. And I wanted to shoot some, so I did. I couldn't shoot my new gun because I don't know what caliber it is. It's an old gun, so I looked into it. The gun, I inherited it. It's a Christmas present, sort of. But my uncle left it. My dad was selling all this stuff, and he had this one. He's like, we didn't sell it. Do you want it? I was like, yes. So I got a new pistol. I looked up the serial number on Colt's website. It's the M1878. Came out in this particular one was made in 1891. Pretty sick, eh? True antique. Still works. Double action. Still works. But I don't know the caliber. I think it's Winchester 4440. I think. But I have no evidence. It doesn't say on the gun anywhere. Colt's website, no help. And Google, no help either, because this particular pistol was released in like 5 different calibers, and I don't know which one this is. I'm not just going to put one in and hope it doesn't blow up in my hand. I want to shoot it. I do. I want to shoot this giant hand cannon. It's got a 7.5-inch barrel. It's huge. Huge. I want to blow holes in things with it, but I can't until I get to the bottom of what caliber this damn thing takes. It's a big old boy. Pearl handle. It's beautiful. Beautiful pistol. But yeah, I got to pop off some shots with my Glock. Boom, son. Don't come in the door of this place. Get a face full of hollow points. Son! You know what I'm talking about? It was sick, though. It was sick. I haven't been in range in a while. It ruled. Look at you knowing all this stuff. It's by population. You have 41 million people. That is a lot of Canadians. I like Canadians. But you got a lot of libs. You got a lot of screeching libs. You do. And we have a lot of screeching libs, too. But you guys have a lot of screeching libs. More than Cali and just as woke. Yeah, good point. Good point. What do you want? Zax, listless? Honestly, you know, it doesn't have to be like a well-thought-out thing. But does the proposition of becoming American sound cool? Because I know Canadians, you guys have a lot of pride. Oh, you do. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you do. You got a whole lot of pride up there. Oh, yeah. I know that, like, like Thoth, every time we talk about, like, a celebrity that happened to be Canadian, he'd always mention it, Canadian pride. The natural resources would be tight. All that Earl. You guys got a lot of Earl. That'd be helpful. Toronto seems cool. Vancouver seems cool. Moose. I like Moose. But yeah, 41 million votes to a bunch of people who had Trudeau as their prime minister for 10 years. Huh. You bring up a good point. The French bear more blame than the British at Versailles. They demanded reparations from Germany. Boy, the French just keep fucking shit up, huh? Just a problem. The French. Always sticking their baguettes and everything, huh? Just shut up and eat cheese. No, I did not. I actually have these kind of sick, they're neon targets, but they have like black over the target area. So when you shoot through, it like, boom, you see it immediately pop up. So it's got a nice like neon. You can see it downrange, real clear. Pretty tight. Listless. I want to be left alone. I want to start to get out from under the dumpster fire. Toronto and Vancouver are not cool anymore. Oh no? Probably not, right? God, every progressive city. Progressives ruin cities, man. They run them into the ground. I'm starting to see all the bums here again. I thought we dealt with that problem. God damn it. My buddy Mike, who was in the chat earlier, told me about Seattle. He's like, dude, I'm not exaggerating. Everywhere I go, I see multiple piles of human shit. Who is that okay with? Like, who spends all the money to go live in a city, a desirable city, and then you deal with human feces everywhere you go? What? Why? Why is that something that you are willing to live with? You're so committed to your political stance and your cult, your clique, your side, that you won't try out the other side and see what they'll do with that? That's not even on your purview? You won't even consider it? God, man, this country's cooked sometimes. Zach says, I don't think it's possible. Why would you want us? Well, I didn't know you had that many electoral votes. That is a lot of electoral votes. Like I said, for a bunch of libs, that's kind of scary. But I don't know. I like Canadians. You guys seem cool. I think it'd be nice to have you. I don't think it's possible. It's probably not possible. But it's a fun idea. It's fun. We'll get Greenland. We'll get Panama Canal. Let's go. We need plumbers. So many plumbers. Huh? What are you talking about? I don't know. Google Toronto crime map. Lol, it's just wow. Yes. Interesting. Well, I would love for you Canadians to join. Keep the French. The French stay. We'll make them like, it'll be like the Vatican. It'll be their own city. They govern themselves. Ugh, we don't need them. Oh, here's something interesting I found on X. I don't know if this is true, but if it's true, I love it. And I got duped hard. I don't know if this is true. I want it to be true because this is great. Lissa says, how about we just stop sucking first and then reassess? Yeah, sure. I don't know. Oh, Mike's still here. I'm going to start a sidewalk shit photo series. My God. Hope it was worth it, pal. Yeah, good luck with the stopping of sucking. I don't know. I don't know what your options are. It doesn't sound like you guys have like a real option up there. I don't know. But anyway, I found this on X and I want it to be true. I don't know if it's true, but I really, really want it to be true. So let's see here. Okay. So I'm sure you're all familiar with the pride flag, and probably some of the more dastardly amongst you are familiar with the image right here, which is the sort of ultra pride flag, which I thought at the time when I first saw it, was just a fun little feature that the trolls found and were like, ha ha ha, isn't this funny? Well, turns out might be a feature, not a bug. So, according to this post, now I don't browse 4chan, I never have. I think I went there in the early days of the internet. It seemed very confusing to me. It still does seem confusing to me. I don't understand it. And 4chaners to me, they just seem like what's the opposite of like the Justice League? It's like where all the villains hang out. It just seems like that's their secret hideout where all the like ultra trolls are. And I'm just kind of like a little scared. So I keep a healthy distance from 4chan. But apparently, according to this post, now this is anonymous, none of you probably remember this, but I've been on a poll for 17 years. I remember like 12 years ago when Poll literally designed the current mainstream trans flag in a live thread. This is according to this post that is anonymous. I don't know. This was back when Poll could collaborate and wasn't dumb people and held massive influence over the internet. Hard to imagine, I know. They designed it for two reasons. One, to add the brown and black stripes to associate black people with gay people because they knew blacks hate gays and wanted to make them hate them worse. To be clear, the brown and black stripe are only on the flag for 4chan trolling purposes. First of all, if that's true, chef's kiss. That is epic level trolling. Now, to be fair, I don't see this flag around anymore, so I don't know, maybe they caught on or maybe they moved on, but I used to see this flag quite a bit. Now I just see the standard pride flag. I just see the standard rainbow, everywhere I go in Austin, which I find obnoxious, obviously, but I just find it extra obnoxious because it's like, it's politics, but it isn't. It isn't, it's got that kind of, what? We're just being inclusive. It's like, that's not what that means. It's like, I'll open up Google to go somewhere, right? I'm going to a bar or a restaurant. It says LGBT inclusive. It's just like, where's the bar that isn't? Where's the restaurant that says no gays? I want to go there. They probably won't let me in. But what does that even mean? It's illegal to discriminate against people's sexuality or gender in your establishment. So what is this extra level of like, we welcome them all in? Like, okay, man. Why do you need to advertise that? Why is that something that needs to be in part of your business description? We got it. And two of this post too, so that putting the four flags together in this orientation would form a swastika, our calling card. I watched Poll design this flag in real time and then trick the entire world into use it. Were any of you there? That is supervillain level shit. That flag was everywhere. No irony, no wink, no nod, no awareness. I didn't know. I remember being like, ugh, God. Let me see. Let me just Google what happened. Let's see what comes up when I put current trans flag. So it's just the standard one. Oh no. Wait a second. How old is this one? This is 2 years old. Okay, so there's a from the Los Angeles County Department of Mental Health. There's a brief history of our flag, and they got a circle on it. They just keep adding to it, and that is from 2022. So I don't know. They may have caught on to this. When is this article from? This is from 2018. I feel like maybe they caught on because I don't see anything recent using it. I see only from the past. Oh, well. This is from this is from June 21st, 2023, from The Economist, why the rainbow flag is now one of many during Pride Month. And they're still using the troll flag. But it doesn't seem quite as widespread. They may have gotten wise to this. And they could never admit it. They could never acknowledge that they got trolled into oblivion. I want this to be true so bad. Thank you, Cotton Ministries. Legion of Doom. That's what I was trying to think of before. Yes, the Legion of Doom. I want this to be true so bad. Because I saw this and I was like, oh, we got to include everyone. Blah, blah, blah. Well, the flags keep changing. I fell for it. Hard. That is genius. And then that part with the thing was a built-in feature to make the whole thing with the Nazis. Oh. Genius. That's genius, man. I love that level of trolling. It's so dastardly. It's so in your head, man. They're playing you like a puppet. Because now I know certain things, what's it called? Things came from 4chan, like the OK being like the white supremacy thing. I know that was a troll that came from 4chan. I knew that one right away because that one was too insane. Where you're just like, when you hear that, you're like, that's not, no one thinks that. You just knew right away. It was like someone's fucking with somebody or someone's being so overly sensitive, this one won't stick around. So that finding out that one came from 4chan, okay, pretty obvious. But this one, ooh, God bless. God bless. All right, I got a communique here. Hold on. Oh, it's Michael. You know, Michael, you can just put this in the chat, buddy, because I will look at that. He says, that's the progress flag, not the trans flag. All right, you fucking lib. We got to mince words here and be, oh, technically, all right, you get it. Trans progress, what's the difference? It's all a bunch of commie gobbledygook. All right, what are you guys saying in the chat here? What are we saying? Zax, the vast majority of our country is empty and you can't get to it if you tried. Do not underestimate American ingenuity. We will put houses up there. We will put a fucking McDonald's on an iceberg if you tell us we can't do it. Damn right. That's a flag you can get behind. Central Dildo, nah, 4chan used to be the best place on the internet before it got swarmed by retarded kids and feds. Yeah, I just never really spent any time over there. Like I said, it's because it's designed to be opaque. It's designed to be hard to navigate, and I was gatekept. That's okay. I don't really feel like I missed out. Oh, you did put it in the chat. Oh, stop texting me. I'm streaming. God damn it. It's distracting. It's distracting. This is the one. Oh, and he's calling. He thinks he's really fucking funny. I'm not answering that. This is the one, yeah, they put a circle on it. That's like the Two-Spirit, or is that the Native American, or whatever. It should just say, like, not white, straight white dudes on it, you know? Just put that. We get it. Sent you dildo. Lol, my mom sent me a vid today. Some retards painted couple of benches in rainbow colors. They didn't last a day. Some dudes painted over it immediately. Dude, I love that. I love that people are not putting up with it. It's so rad. You know? Like, dude, that was wild. Those guys that, like, did the burnouts on the Pride, like, crosswalks or whatever, getting charged with, like, hate crime and, like, real, like, vandalism charges. It's like, would you stop? They're just being trolls. They're just being jerks. You're going to slap them with real charges over that? So namby-pamby. So weak. Just, it's funny. Stop. And there was that satanic statue people kept cutting the heads off of. It's like, nice. Oh, it's the progress flag, not the truth. All right. Congratulations. You're correct. Making saying it sounds great again. Just talking about that exact thing today. Whoa, really? What's up, small time? A guy got banned from Wrigley Field for making the OK sign near a black sportscaster there. Bro, the country collectively lost its mind. You know, the world lost its mind for the past, like, 10 plus years. It's been insane. It has been absolutely nuts. People are just scrambling, falling all over themselves to just be the worst versions of themselves and of this country. I am so hopeful that stuff all becomes some funny relic of the past and we look back on it and laugh. And a new renaissance of great movies and television and video games starts and freedom. Stop fucking texting me, you twerp. God damn, it's annoying. That would be beautiful. That would be absolutely beautiful. And I'm sure Trump's going to usher it all in. The Expanse is going to come back. Fallout's going to go the way it used to be. Everything's going to be awesome. Everything's going to be awesome. This was in 2019. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good stretch of time where, boy, oh boy, shit was nuts. Absolutely nuts. I noticed it in content, like, right away. Like, right, because I was in L.A., right, where they make content. And the tenor in L.A. after Trump got won the first time was bananas. I've talked about this many times, but to live through that was crazy. The meltdown that people had. The meltdown. Like, I had, like, an acting coach, right? I've said this before, but they sent, like, an email to, like, the whole staff, the whole, like, class to be like, I know we're all grieving right now. I know we're all in pain, but please come to class and we'll work through it together. And I was like, I can't go to class. I made up some bullshit excuse because I was like, I'm too gleeful. I'm way too happy. I didn't even know I liked Trump until I watched all you melt down about it. Now I love him. So I can't go in there like while you guys are crying and not be able to, I won't be able to hide this, you know? Oh, the Pussy Hat March. They all lost their shit, man. They changed. It got nuts, man. No one saw it coming, and they were not emotionally ready for that. And I saw the content change, like, immediately. Even, like, in shows where you're like, it was just like, what are you doing? Like, they lost their sense of humor. They had a meltdown. They're still having a meltdown. I mean, you know, you got what's that new movie about the male ladies in World War II? The real heroes. The real heroes. They sorted the mail. God bless those ladies. God bless them. Honestly, that story doesn't sound like all that bad. Like, it's kind of an interesting story, but like in a YouTube video for like 8 minutes, not a 2-hour movie about them sorting the mail and then them walking like they're an elite battalion of like the Army Rangers, you know, cutting on a dime. It's like that takes practice. They're not gonna drill the mail ladies to have, like, perfect, like, military precision. Get out of here. What the hell? It's all the fault of CERN's Large Hadron Collider. Yeah. You say that, or it could be the what's it called? The zoo attendants who killed Harambe. I think that's where all the real trouble started, to be honest. That's what I think. Listless. It's a cycle. I found this video talking about London in 1888. All photos of the city, the exact same shit was happening then with different clothes. Social democrats were starting riots over free speech. I bet they had a point back then, to be honest. That's the thing. I mean, it's like not that everything the progressives or liberals have ever fought for was wrong. A lot of it was right. But that's not what this is now. Were paper cuts covered by the VA? That's the end. Oh, no. Go on without me. Go, I said. That mail needs to be sorted. Ow. Communists never have a point. You know, interesting you say that. So, you know, I'm a big fan of Carl Benjamin. When he was going back and forth with James Lindsay, one of the things that he was talking about was that Marx had some valid critiques of liberalism. And I was aghast to hear this from someone like Carl Benjamin, to the likes of Carl Benjamin. It read bad on Twitter. It read bad. But when I listened to him talk about it at length, I was like, ooh, that's a really interesting perspective. And I thought that was cool. So, you know, according to Carl, at least he had some points. I don't know. I guess their solutions are terrible. Their solutions are terrible, has been proven by the entire 20th century. All right, anything else I want to talk about today? Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll do this one of the last story, because I read this last week, and I was like, this is this is bananas. I got to talk about this. There you go, Sentient Diddle. They do have a point on occasion. Just don't listen to their moronic solutions. You heard that, Mike? You commie? 100%, brother. All right, so this is wild. I read this story over the break, and I was like, this is nuts. I have to talk about this. This is crazy. And her quotes they're gold. They're gold. Okay. Bored influencer defends... Oh, jeez, Louise. Okay. Brazenly faking her own kidnapping. I was just having fun. Just having a good old time. Just a weekend out. Just pretending to my friends and family that my life was in peril. Just, just a good time. It's like playing poker with your buddies. I was just bored. Just wanted to fake my own kidnapping for clicks and likes. Whew. Okay. Instagram. Oh, my God. Instagram content creator Victoria Rose has revealed that she brazenly faked her own abduction, claiming that she just wanted to have a little fun. The influencer, who boasts over 3.7 million Instagram followers, you already have nearly 4 million followers. How much goddamn attention do you need? That's not enough? 4 million followers on Instagram? What is the world coming to? What is the world coming to? Okay. Had a series of now deleted tweets from alleged captors. She even faked the captors. Following news that she'd been kidnapped in Nigeria. I have kidnapped Vicky, read one of the alarming posts. She is with me in Nigeria. I'm demanding $1 million for her release. Do you think she went ahead and let her family know that, hey, by the way, this is just me fucking around on the internet? Could you imagine if you did not do that? The absolute agony that her family would feel. I mean, maybe with this particular person, they're just like, oh, finally, just kill her. We're done. We're done with all her bullshit. This can't be the first obnoxious thing she's ever done. You don't start off with faking your own kidnapping. She's probably been a nightmare for a long time. The bored bozo copped to the sick plot in a now deleted Instagram live video. We kind of got carried away with the joke. I'm not so far. I haven't heard quite any punchline. I don't know what the alleged joke is here, but I haven't heard a punchline yet. I've been kidnapped. Then you pretended to be a kidnapper. What's the punchline? And then what's the big reveal? Just kidding. I didn't get kidnapped. Oh, you card. You're always with some shenanigans, you. Golly. Admitted in the clip, I don't drink or go to the club, so this is how I find my entertainment. Okay, so like I said, I've been doing dry January. I'll be honest, at times it is a little boring. But I found other outlets. Like I said, I went to the gun range. I played golf. What I didn't do was fake a felony. I did not pretend that my life was in peril to millions of people. It'd be one thing if she was anonymous and she was doing this to go viral. At least you could understand the motives. She already has nearly 4 million followers on Instagram. Who is this for? Maybe if the whole thing was done really campy and it was kind of a series of videos as sort of a kind of a fake little stunt, that's one thing, kind of a little fun, a little game. This doesn't sound like a game. It sounds like she just straight up pretended she was kidnapped and then was like, I got you. Just kidding. Hello, I just wanted to come on here one last time to sincerely apologize to anyone I may have harmed during this prank. Not thinking things through comes with consequences. I'm paying for it now. My brother, blah, 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 Nigeria. Oh, yeah, this is the best part. This is the best part. This is why she apologized. Not because it's an insanely narcissistic thing to do. Not because there are people who care about her who may have been worried. Get a load of this. My brother, father, DMW W. looked out for me throughout my entire trip to Nigeria. I love and respect him deeply and would never want anything to happen to him. I also apologize for how this situation reflects on me. I never intended to make any black man or any country, especially Nigeria, look bad. That's why she apologized. Because it was perceptively racist or something. Oh. God, man. Sounds like someone kidnapped her brain. Sounds like someone kidnapped their brain and they couldn't pay the ransom. And it's just gone forever. Unbelievable. Not that this is a cruel thing to do. Not that this is just so wildly self-centered. No, is that it might have been perceived as racist. And that's the true crime, really. Isn't that that's the true issue? Oh, my word. Then she's got the balls to say this. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. These quotes are crazy. The Bible, she says. The Bible said laughter is good for the soul, Rose suggested. So I'd be wanting to laugh, and this is how I find that funny. Go to a comedy club, you dense twat. Go, tickle yourself. Do nitrous. Do anything but fake your own kidnapping. What is wrong with you? Who around you co-signed this operation? I'm going to fake my own kidnapping for fun, for kicks? The hell is wrong with you? Unbelievable. Then she bizarrely shifted blame, claiming that she can't date many people because of her Christian values. I feel like there's a few Christians out there. Anything in the Bible about misleading millions of people that you're in peril for fame and fortune, for amusement? I feel like that doesn't come up in like Corinthians or something. I just the narcissistic tumor that this woman just keeps growing. So because of her Christian values, she's forced to seek other outlets for amusement. She has no other choice. It's not like someone with that much influence could find anything else to do. She certainly couldn't get someone to pay for a restaurant visit that she would promote, or go to an amusement park, or play a fucking mobile game. There's other things to pass the time other than faking a kidnapping. Unbelievable. We all struggle in different areas. Now, that's true. I was giving her shit before, but that's in Thoughts 312. Good call. That's great. Indeed. But hold on. I was being a little harsh on her. We all struggle in different areas, so I'm not saying this was the right thing to do. She's not saying it was. It could have been. She's not going to say that, though. But I guess that's up for the Lord to decide, this fucking devout whore. But I take accountability and ownership. I'm sorry for anyone that I harmed in the process. Obviously, not the people that were concerned for her, just the people that may have been, racially discriminated against. Oh, God. Unbelievable. Was there anything else? Yeah, the black people. That was the biggest thing. Huh. My word. My word, it's a wild world out there. It's a mild world out there. Listen, I feel like Matt is missing the OnlyFans sexual part of this. Is that what this was about? So she's too Christian to date or have fun, but not too Christian to sell her pussy on the internet? Is that true? Is she an OnlyFans, though? WhoaVicky.com. Whoa, Vicky. Content. My Jesus, whoa, Vicky. Oh, yeah, there's an OnlyFans. Right you are. It's a free one, too. Huh. Good call, listless. Good call. That one went right over my head. I was just like, I'm sorry. Is OnlyFans part of Christian values? Is that also in that collection of virtues, selling your body on the internet for money? Well, the Lord works. Damn it. The Lord works in mysterious ways. Oh my gosh. No, we should shame the shit out of her for it. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Everyone was getting off on the kidnapping vid. Oh. Well, that is a different angle I did not see. That old-fashioned OnlyFans girl. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh. Wow, Michael knows this. Whoa, Vicky famously fought Bad Baby back in the day. Oh, you've got the goss. The hot goss on the hot whores. All right. You guys know all this shit? This is all... I don't know anything about any of this. Iconic internet slap. Really? Now I kind of want to see that. Whoa, Vicky. Bad Baby beef. Is there? Who is this fucking trash bag? Is she something other than just an internet whore? Is she like on TV or something? Was she like 16 and pregnant or something? Yeah, good point. You know what? Show them up now. Let's see. There's a 15-second ad. 15-second ad. TMZ, let's go. Come on. Fight in studio. Okay. Just see her staring at the ad. Alrighty. Let's fucking go. Alright. This is a 3-minute video. When do they smack? When do they smack? When do they smack? Alright, hold on. I'm just gonna scrub it in the back. I'll scrub it live. Alright. I want to see this slap heard around the world. Is this it? Oh, they are going at it. They are going at it. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. This is awesome. Good call, Michael. This rules. I love how no one's breaking it up. They're just letting him go. They're just filming it.
You got 2 seconds to get out and you scrap the right way. You gonna do this the right way or you gonna do this the wrong way? Let me know.
Oh my God.
You wanna do this the right way? Get off my hair! Let go of me. When you go, we gonna both try to do this the right way, okay? I'm not letting me get to you!
Oh boy.
Crazy bitch!
Okay, there are all kinds of issues here. Now, just to be clear...
Alrighty. Well, that was a nice little walk down memory lane. Thanks for that, Michael. Whoa, Vicky got famous in 2017 for claiming she was black. Then at some point she got into an actual fight with Bad Baby. But yeah, she got famous for initially claiming she was black. You know, I think that's more than I ever wanted to know about Whoa, Vicky. Yeah, I'm good. And now she's pretending she's kidnapped. I kind of just liked when she was just an anonymous whore. But now that there's lore to this person, my God. My God, yes. I like that term. I won't say it because I imagine it's an issue. But I like that term. I heard that from Sam Hyde. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. That's like the new Marvel movies and all that crap. I like that term. I like that term a lot. Okay. 10 sec for knowing that. Exactly. Oh, did you bounce him? Nice. You blocked him. That rules. That rules. Oh, you said iconic slop, not slap. Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the MFer Podcast, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. We went down. We talked about Elon. We talked about Sam Hyde, the goy slop, all the good stuff that I cover. Oh, Lagabo is popping in right at the end. Hello, sir. Good to see you. But thank you very much for joining me. I hope you guys had a wonderful time. Please like, share this video with a friend. Share it with your parents. Show them what you're up to on a Monday night. See, Mom, Dad, I think I'm just consuming garbage. You're wrong. I'm consuming high-level TMZ from 15 years ago podcasting material. No, you guys are great. I really appreciate you hanging out. Fucking shout out to Sammy Boy Whitfield and the Big Ship becoming members. I'm going to start making good on the fact that I have members like Listless. See? I'm going to start doing something. I don't know, streams, game stream, a blog where I share my innermost thoughts. You know? You're welcome. All right, this has been a hoot. I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you all next week. Peace. Be well.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Yeah, boy!